This is Dave Wirt with your Ag Market News Weekly Summary. This week in Pennsylvania we had 3,520 head of cattle compared to 3,251 last week and 5,049 a year ago. Compared to last week, steers were sold mostly steady, while Holsteins were about $2 to $4 lower. Heifers were steady to firm. Cows were mostly $3 to $4 higher this week, and bulls were mostly $2 to $4 lower. Steers high choice and prime are $128.50 to $131.50. Choice is $123 and a quarter to $125.75. Selection $111 to $115. Holstein steers high choice and prime are $105 to $107.75. Choice are $99.75 to $103.75. Heifers high choice and prime are $126 to $129.50. Choice are $121 to $123. Cows breakers were $76.50 to $80. Boners were $70.25 to $74.50, and lean cows were $65.75 to $70.25. Average dressing bulls this week were $89 and a quarter to $93.25. Feeder cattle didn't have a lot of trends available this week due to the lighter number of sales. Here's a few though. Medium and large frame 5 to 700 pounders are $122 to $130. Heifers, medium and large frame 3 to 500 pounds are $120 to $130, and bulls 5 to 700 pounds are $132 to about $132.75. Calves this week, there's 2,853 compared to 2,873 last week and 3,160 a year ago. Compared to last week, bull calves were mostly $3 to $5 lower. Holstein bull calves number 1's 95 to 120 pounds is $131.50 to $149. Lighter calves are $109 to $129.50. Number 2s were $114 to $129. Lighter calves were $1 to $116. And number 3s were $85 to $113. Hogs this week, there was 1,215 compared to 1,070 last week and 1,175 a year ago. Compared to last week, barrels and gilts were mostly $2 to $3 higher. Sows were mostly steady. Barrels and gilts 49 to 54% lean were 67 to 70. 45 to 49% lean were 62 to 66. 3 to 500 pound sows were 42 to 45. 5 to 700 pounds were 46 to 49. Sheep and lambs this week, there was 1,694 compared to 1,634 last week and 1,251 a year ago. Compared to last week, slaughter lambs were mostly $10 to $20 higher. Ewes were mostly $10 to $20 higher. Slaughter lambs, choice 50 to 60 pounders were $164 to $177. 80 to 90 pounders were $157 to $172, and 90 to 110 pounds were $146 to $168. Good ewes, 100 to 150 pounds were $72 to $92. And utilities running about 80 to 150 pounds were 48 to 72 cents. Slaughter bucks, there's a number of them, 125 to 145, they were running about 56 to 80 cents. And goats this week, there were 717 compared to 1191 last week and 1600 a year ago. Compared to last week, kids sold mostly $10 to $20 higher, nannies were $20 to $30 higher, and billies were steady to $10 higher. Selection 1 kids 40 to 60 pounders are $122 to $156. 60 to 80 pounders are $153 to $184. 90 to 100 pounders were $170 to $190. Selection 2's 50 to 70 pounders were $126 to $128. Selection 1 nannies were running 110 to 140 pounders were $160 to $192. Selection 2's were running $117 to $157. And billies 135 to 145 pounders were $197 to $217. And heavier billies were running $192 to $267. Selection 2's 100 to 150 pounders were $160 to $187. Selection 1 wethers 90 to 120 pounds were $176 to $188. Selection 2, about the same weight range, were running about $160 to $176. This is Dave Wirt for Ag Market News. Have a good week.